Be sure to subscribe for your chance to win a custom leather playmat when we hit 2,500 subscribers. Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Mass. Playing live over Discord. We've got the finals here of our Wednesday Night Legacy? Friday Night Legacy? I think this is Wednesday. Brandon is not on Elves. He's actually going to be on Reanimator here. And we've got a Cabal Therapy targeting himself. Exhume to bring it back. And this is off to a dangerous start here for Reanimator. Now, not drawing cards, a little surprising on his turn. He could have potentially drawn into Lotus Petal and Thoughtseize or Duress or Unmask. And it looks like he's going to be drawing cards in response now to a Liliana's Triumph. Matthew's still going to have a single black mana floating as he's able to ritual out an answer to the Gristlebrand. And I think you gotta probably draw your 14 there against an unknown opponent. I haven't played Reanimator in a while, but that is how I would play it. We'll see if this works out for him. He's still incredibly far ahead. Now, one of the nice parts about that plan as well is you do get to discard end of turn, potentially fueling your graveyard with even more help, let's say. Gristlebrand's probably going to be enough on his own, but getting access to things like Iona or Elish Norn or any number of very dangerous cards. Chancellor of the Annex, very often played as a 4 of in these Reanimator builds. And now we're going to see a Grave Titan go to the graveyard, and that's going to be pretty darn immune. Unmask, pitching Cabal Therapy. So Grave Titan has that split-second window when you are able to interact with it with a effect like Liliana's Triumph. And it's no bueno. Matthew gonna have a tough time with this. It looks like we're gonna see like a Grave Titan and a Chancellor of the Annex. Dark Ritual. Exhume. Grabbing Grave Titan. And Animate Dead on the Chancellor. Brandon just really reinforcing his position. And Matthew scooping it up. Now, there were Cabal Therapies that could have been fired off. The hand could have been absolutely destroyed. But Brandon just going way ahead at that point. I think I talked to Brandon a little bit before this. I think it might have been the same day. Just pointed out that our Wednesday Night Legacy, by the end of the year, we are going to be giving away Gaia's Cradle, Underground Sea, Mox Diamond, Mana Crypts, a VIP booster. It is the most incredible tournament series that I've heard of. It's just so unbelievably generous of our patron. Fee is a benefactor of the show. Just an incredibly generous individual donating additional prize support. So we're giving out 100% of the entry fees as credit every week. And then on top of that, we're doing promos. And then on top of that, at the end of the Wednesday Night Legacy tournament, we are spinning the wheel and we are giving away an incredible Magic card. And it's going to happen every Wednesday through the end of the year. So those Gaia's Cradle, the Underground Sea, the Mox Simon, it's all going to be given away. As of the recording of this video, those 3 big cards are still live. So be like Brandon. Brandon heard about it, went home, got his setup working, came back, and here he is in the finals of the tournament, guaranteed to be getting store credit, win or lose, as he's undefeated at this point. I believe Matthew would be as well. Possibly X1. Sometimes there's a pair down in the finals, but I mean, actually, there was a lot of people, so I'd imagine they're both undefeated. And I'd love to hit a new attendance high. We've had 30 people playing on Wednesdays, so I would love to shatter that record. Brandon needs to send one back. Reanimator mulligans pretty well now with the London mull. It was, as the kids say, a little sus with the previous mulligan method. Mulling down to 5 felt pretty awful with Reanimator. Now, those 2 extra dead cards, you don't need them. You're going to get them back with something like a Gristlebrand. So Reanimator greatly benefiting from the London mulligan in terms of what it brings to the table. However, on the other side of the table, your opponent can mulligan more aggressively to find things, there we go, like Leyline of the Void. We'll see what Brandon has for an answer. Is he going to be show and telling in a threat? Is he going to be hard casting Grave Titan? Is he going to just roll over to this enchantment? A lot of ways this can go. Matthew, the Dark Ritual into an Ashiok, and this graveyard is covered. So we got a milling going on here. So Ashiok, I believe, can't search libraries and does that milling effect. Thank goodness Ashiok is not along the lines of Helm where you go until 4 cards have been put in the graveyard, as Leyline is preventing all cards from going into the graveyard anyways. Yeah, I don't actually love Ashiok, but it's probably going to work out pretty well here. Matthew is milling. Boy, I'd actually, depending on what Matthew has in his build, I would kind of like to see him milling himself if he has any Nether Spirits or something, or Nether Shadows that could potentially come back. I don't actually think this milling is accomplishing very much. Grave Titan. Also exiled. And now Ashiok down to just 1 loyalty. A Murderous Rider, just a murderous boy, just out for a ride here, just coming in. Gonna start attacking. Not looking great for Brandon so far. He is unmasking, though. And we see a Liliana's Triumph and another Leyline. So Triumph is cleared. Murderous Rider turning sideways. 2 damage at a time. Will eventually get there, but will Brandon draw perhaps some more mana? Hardcast one of these threats? I mean, it does leave the door open when you're only pushing through 2 at a time. We have, I'm not sure why that Elish Norn was revealed there. Might have just been a reminder. Perhaps Matthew asked the contents of his hand from previous information. Cabal Pit. Yeah, I guess my general thinking here on the Ashiok is I'm skeptical as to whether or not the milling accomplishes anything. Fueling your own graveyard can be of use. And then potentially exiling your opponent's graveyard can have some value. For example, if they handle Leyline of the Void, perhaps you could use Ashiok to exile a graveyard to some utility at some point. Could be a thing. Continuing to attack with this murderous beat stick. We've got 4. Will this accelerate the clock? No, just another Leyline of the Void. Point taken. Graveyard's not going to be part of the equation here. And Brandon scooping it up as Matthew picks that one up with just a lowly 2/2. I mean, what do you... 3 mana 2/2? It's good enough when your opponent is locked out. They don't have an answer to those ley lines. We'll see what Brandon does. Will it be pure speed game 3, or will he have some answers? A lot of good ones for Reanimator, depending on how they want to build their sideboard. You're going to have access to sweepers for enchantments. Things like Reverent Silence can be an excellent answer. Powered out via Bayou, just free to cast. Your opponent gains 6 life. And you're free to just continue on your way, comboing off in spite of a turn 1 leyline, or turn 0 leyline, I should say. Dragon's pretty sweet. I don't know what that's from. I don't think it's magic art. I don't recognize it. Let me know in the comments if you know where that dragon art is from. Of course, Matthew rocking the MTG The Source. Matt used to be the place to go for Legacy. Might still be a place to go. I'm actually not sure. Haven't checked that in quite a while. Not really as active online in the underground as I used to be. Just started playing around on Reddit again a little bit. Trying to figure out if I was going to do a new store account or just use my old personal account to continue. Because you get all like those karma points and stuff. But I really should be talking about the channel on Reddit. If you're on Reddit and you want to hype the channel, by all means, that'd be greatly appreciated. That has been useful in the past for getting people to the channel. One of the bigger periods of growth has surrounded some of my posting about Cephalid Breakfast when I was refining that list prior to Thassa's Oracle, actually winning a tournament with the Labman build, which is, back then, it was not the easiest thing. Now it's not even like a thing for me to win an event with Cephalid Breakfast. I honestly feel like I should be winning when I play it. I does not feel like an underdog deck. And there are times where I'll do that. I'll sleeve up something that is just kind of goofy, and if I win, it's hilarious. And there are times where I'm playing something that I think is kind of underappreciated, underrated. And I think Cephalid Breakfast is very much that, just an underrated deck. Very, very powerful. It's an AB combo where you're just finding these 2 pieces and winning the game. Though I think it has a lot more resilience than many of the other AB combo decks. Has its own vulnerabilities, though. The Cephalid Illusionist really is a linchpin for the deck. It'd be tremendous if we had another printing like that wasn't a 1/1 Cephalid. Plague Engineer is pretty good at blanking the deck. You end up needing to try and go the Batterskull plan, and that's a whole nother story. But yeah, if we could run like 6 copies total of Cephalid and one of them like a 3/3 split, ooh, that would be some spicy. We've got an Unmask pitching Ashen Rider and a Reanimate. Taking out I'm not sure that I witnessed that correctly. So Matthew didn't actually have any permanents, but it looks like we've just got a 5/5 Ashen Rider all in on the first turn here. Is that going to be good enough? Will this be good enough? If it's taken care of, it will exile a permanent on its way out, which may set Matt back, but I mean, Pox is going to want to make a bunch of land drops, and it feels like a 5/5 can be handled. Let's see where this goes. Brandon just really all in here. A Dark Ritual, not a great sign. Into a Phyrexian Totem. Well, that's not the fastest start. Is Brandon going to get here with the 5/5 flyer on the first turn? Other formats, that would really not feel like much of a question. It'd be like, of course you win with the first turn 5/5. All right, so we got Liliana's Triumph. That's going to take out the black mana in the form of the Swamp. Instead of the Phyrexian Totem, Castle Locthwain coming down. And do we have another Reanimate effect? Oh, Exhume, look at this. The top of the deck treating Brandon like an old friend. Don't worry, that Ashen Rider gets handled. We'll bring it back. Let's keep using that ETB. If you get rid of it, oh, here's a ley line, but it's going to be too little too late. One more swing. And that will do it. Brandon, Assassin's Trophy left over just in case anything got dicey. But it's a bold move, and it paid off for him. That first turn 5/5, moving all in. You know, you play a deck like Reanimator, you got to be, if not comfortable taking risks, just force yourself to take them anyways, because sometimes you're going to get there. Even without the strongest of openings, that 5/5 proves to be good enough as Brandon takes down a Wednesday Night Legacy with Reanimator after a long time on the bench. That is all for this one, but don't worry, there is a lot more. You can check out our older videos, and we're always putting out new videos from ELD's Time Vault Games in Bellingham, Massachusetts. If you want to help the channel, of course, you can like, subscribe, share, tap that notification bell so you can know the next time our new videos come out. Thanks for watching.